Okay, welcome everyone to Business Whispering. Are you listening? So I'm really excited about this call today because I've had a lot of people ask me about what Business Whispering is, and I've looked over, we've had so many registrations come through, and I have looked at your questions, and there's been a lot of questions around increasing clients, increasing income or the money coming into a business, basically making your business more successful and making you more successful in your life, whether it comes to money coming in or having more clients or creating bigger classes. One of the questions was about. So all of these things and more will be covered in today's topic, which is about all of those things, because Business Whispering is taking the information that is available to you from the universe that your business knows and is trying to convey to you, and it's basically interpreting it. And so if you guys do have questions, I will get you to ask them, but I'm actually going to start off by doing an exercise very shortly, and that is going to give you the biggest and the best example and explanation of what Business Whispering is. So if you are able to get yourself into a comfortable place. If you think you would like, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. So one of them is by using pen and paper. So if you know that you would like to do it that way, grab yourself a piece of paper and a pen. If you are someone who just does it all visually or in your mind, then just make yourself comfortable. And what we're going to do very shortly is start Business Whispering. We're going to start that conversation with your business or with your life or with the universe, asking it for the information that it has for you, that if you would listen to that information and apply it to any area of your business or your life that it is pertinent to, it creates success, it creates results. So just like body whispering, the number one thing that I will talk about here and that I will encourage you to do is to get out of your cognitive mind. So you can't do this by thinking your way through it, okay? So it doesn't, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't always make sense. It's not logical and it's not linear. So I'm going to ask everyone, whether you're on live now or whether you're listening to a replay, the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is just lower your barriers. And if you have no idea what I mean by that, it means just stop thinking about this, get out of your head, and be willing to just have a little play with us. Because like I said today, I was talking to someone and I said to them, nothing that you can achieve by being serious can't be achieved by you being a little bit lighthearted and enjoying the process as well. You don't have to suffer your way through business for it to be successful. You don't have to suffer your way through life for it to be meaningful or for you to create it in the way that you want. Okay, so everyone, lower your barriers, stop thinking. Just for the next 45 minutes or so, just be willing to be a little bit wacky and a little bit out of your cognitive mind, and be willing to follow the energy, because that is precisely what we're about to do. Okay, so take a deep breath in and breathe all the way out. And if you'd like to close your eyes at this time, then I encourage you to do so. It's just another tool to help you get out of your cognitive mind, is to close your eyes and to get out of that environment where you can see things and everything's really solid and you know exactly where you are, and it seems silly to do something like talk to your business, because how is that even possible? So we are going to find out how that's possible, okay? So close your eyes, lower your barriers, take a nice deep breath in, and breathe all the way out. There, notice that communion with your environment and how suddenly there's a little bit more space available to you and around you. Now, for those of you that have a business that they are talking to in particular, talk to that business. For those of you that don't have a business yet or are wondering what to do or what they want to do in the future, talk to the universe or talk to that future idea. Talk to the concept that is yet to be actualized. And the other thing that I would like you to do is tap into the future. This is a really cool exercise that you can do at any time to tap into the future and to help you actualize it and create it in the way that you would like to and you wish to, okay? So now ask your business, ask that idea, and ask your future self what it would like to be created as. Ask it what it would like to be in 5 years' time that it isn't right now. Would it like to be bigger? Would it like to be smaller? Would it like to be generating 3 times as much money, 10 times as much money? Would it like to have doubled in size or quadrupled in size? Would it like to be an international business? Would it like to be a local business? Would it like to be an online business? Would it like to hire more people? Would it like to hire less people? What is that information? And if you're thinking, I can't hear a thing, who am I meant to be talking to? Where am I meant to be getting that information from? I'm going to ask you to go through and ask each of those questions, just like I just asked them, and see what feels in your gut like what your business is telling you. So remember, we're not using our heads, we're just following that energy. Intuitively, what do you know that your cognitive mind won't let you know because it doesn't make sense? Now ask yourself now and in the future, what is your future self aware of that you're not willing to be aware of right now? What do you have to do different that you haven't been willing to do until now to create the life, the business, and the future that you say you desire to have? What do you need to be willing to do that you haven't been doing that's going to start to generate the income that you want to have, that you wish to have, that you desire to have? Where do you need to start showing up in your life, in your business, in the world, in the universe, and on this planet where you haven't been willing to show up, and in what way where you haven't been willing to show up in that way are you now required to show up in order to create your life, your business, and your idea in the way that it wishes to be created? And the last question I'm going to ask you to ask your future self, to ask the universe, to ask your business, or to ask your idea is, what information has it been trying to give you that you haven't been willing to listen to or to receive? What is your business trying to tell you? What is your life trying to tell you? If you were willing to now listen to and receive that information that you hadn't been willing to receive or listen to until now, how would that create the business, the life, and the success that you say that you've been wanting, but in fact you've been avoiding? And everywhere where you can't put your finger on it, but you know there's a whisper there and you know there's something there that's just escaping you, expand out and again lower your barriers. Remind yourself that this is safe. You are safe. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. You just have to be willing to listen to the whispers that the universe is offering you that would give you the information that would help you to create the business or the life or the success that you say that you want. Where in your body can you suddenly feel a constriction or an expansion or excitement or tingling or nervousness? Are you getting tight in your throat? Are you getting a knot in your stomach? Are you feeling light? Do you feel like flying? Are you seeing sparks? Is it suddenly getting lighter and more spacious around you? What are you experiencing that if you sat with that and stayed with it would take you into that space that's going to give you all the information that you have been asking for? Okay. So now ask your business, ask your future self, ask your idea, is there anything else it would like to tell you today in this exercise? And if it doesn't, I want you to take that information that's just been passed to you, or that future that you saw, or that idea or that concept that's in the future, and I want you to now bring it closer to you and step into it now. Ready? There we go. So now you have this energy, you have this information, you have this awareness of what your business could be, of what this idea could be developed into, of how to go forward where perhaps you may not have known how to move forward before. If you're sitting there and you're thinking, I have no idea what just happened. What did she just do? What did we just do? I didn't receive anything. I want you to stay with this. I want you to be aware that in the next hour, in the next day, in the next 24 hours, an idea might pop into your head. A person might call you. You might get an email or an inkling or an inspiration to contact someone or to do something that you hadn't thought to do, or to go out of your way, or to change your schedule, or to do something that you hadn't thought of doing or you weren't meant to do before. That's how this stuff works. It's when you get into the energy of being willing to receive the whispers of the universe and the whispers of your business and the whispers of all of the entities, whether they're your business, your bodies, the beings that are around, the information, all of those things that are entities, whether they are physical things or practical things or non-physical things or beings or people or businesses. All of those things are entities, and they have the ability to give you inspiration and information. So as you have now just started this exercise and started telling the universe that you're willing to receive that information, you might feel like nothing's changed and nothing is happening. And then in the next half an hour, you're going to get a message from someone that you didn't expect to hear from. Or you're going to get an email with an offer that normally you would have declined without even thinking twice about it. But there's something in the energy of that that makes you go, hang on a minute, I don't know why, but I'm going to follow this up, or I'm going to ask for more information. that getting into the energy of this, starting to create your life and your business in a non-linear and a non-cognitive way, even though it seems counterintuitive, and even though it seems like, how is this going to help me create the things that I want to create without thinking really hard about it, is actually the easiest and the lightest and the most expansive way to create the success that you've been looking for. It also shortcuts you into doing something that I'm a huge advocate of doing, which is it gets you to start creating in the most congruent way, in the way that is most congruent with you, which is something I talk about all of the time, without having to even think about it. Because intuitively, your body and the universe don't bring together these elements that are not congruent with you when you're in flow. When you're willing to be in flow with the universe and you're willing to receive information from the universe, it actually stays in tune with you and your vibration. It makes things so much easier. So now that we've done this exercise and you're in the energy and you're in the field of receiving all the whispers, now we can start the informative session, the information part of this call. So if you guys have any questions or feedback, you're welcome to share it. Or if you'd like me to talk about something in particular, we can now talk about that. But I'll go ahead and give you guys some more information in the meantime. So for those of you that sent messages saying, I want to create, like, how do I use this to create more money? How do I use this to create more clients? How do I use this to fill my classes or to create more opportunities or to get the job that I desire? Exactly what I just showed you how to do. Now, that was obviously a 15-minute version of that. And there's a body whispering, a business whispering one-day intensive class coming up, which is going to be live streamed no matter where you are in the world. And it's going to be live in India because a lot of you are from India. It's spending a whole day in the energy of really tapping into the energy and the information that is available to you, and to start really creating, without even thinking, your life and your business in that way. Now, so to get back to that question, how do you create more money in clients and classes and job opportunities? Do that exercise. Ask, okay, 5 years into the future, what information is there that I am not aware of right now? What do I need to do to be aware of that now? Universe, what whispers are available to me that I am not willing to hear? What is that job that I would love? What is that job whispering to me? Who are the clients that are whispering to you? Who are the clients that you could be whispering to that you're not willing to? Do you think that business gets created only at particular times of the day between 9 and 5? Do you think that advertising only happens via Facebook and social media? Do you think that you only network in a particular way with particular people? All of those things which are very cognitive and set in your mind, and where you think that business is done this way, or your future is going to be created in that way, or in 5 years' time, that is where you're going to be, and you're not willing to look at any other alternative, or you're not willing to be aware of how it could be greater than that. That's actually where you're stopping yourself without even realizing it. And, something that I see happening a lot, and that I'll encourage you to go beyond, is when we have seen business created in a particular way, or when we've seen classes created in a particular way, or when we've seen something done in a particular way a couple of times, or traditionally how it's done, we suddenly think that that's the only way to do it. And what we do is we start trying to do that same thing in the same way. So, for example, if you're starting out as a facilitator and you want to create classes, or if you are in the sales field and you're a salesperson and you're trying to create sales or close deals, if you've been trained to do it in a particular way, or all the previous classes you've been to have been done in a particular way, or they've been advertised in a particular way, or you think that people get, you get new clients through Facebook advertising, or whatever it is, anywhere where you think that that is the only way to do it and you start trying to do it in that same way, you're already limiting yourself and the potential success of your business or your idea. There are a million ways to do anything. Now, what I'm interested in and what Business Whispering is about is how is the way for you to do it that is really congruent with you and is really going to create the greatest result and the greatest success for you, because it sits so well with you. It is so congruent with who you are and how you wish to create and what you are offering. It just is a perfect match. And therefore, that's when sales or selling something or getting clients, or when you're interviewing, it's when it's not this external force that's applied. It's when that process is so natural that you're actually not even selling. It's just such a perfect fit, or what you're talking about resonates with you so deeply that people cannot help but want to be included or involved or to buy from you. So, for example, when I talk about running the bars, or when I talk about doing bars on clients, running the bars has so much value for me and I get so much out of it. But more so, I have seen such amazing results with all of the kids that I run bars on that I just talk about it all the time, because it's amazing the results it creates. And so if there's a mum and she's in my clinic, or she's my client, or she's a friend, and they're talking about their kid, I can't help but say, there's this really amazing thing. And it just creates so much ease and space for these kids, and it's created such amazing results, and it's, and I love it, and everyone that I do it on loves it, and they are suddenly wondering what this thing is, and they're interested. And I'm not talking to them about it because I'm trying to sell it to them, or because I think that they should get it done. I literally don't have a point of view. It's just that I've seen it be so amazing so many times that now I can't help talk about it, because I'm a helper. I'm a helper, I'm a healer, and I'm a people person. So I'm always trying to help people out and to help them create more ease in their life, and especially for children. I love children, and I love working with children, and I love creating more ease for them in their life. So because it's such a natural conversation for me, because I'm not trying to sell them into having their bars run, or to going to a class, or to attending a class with me, I'm literally trying to just give them the information that may or may not help them. It's so congruent that people naturally say, tell me more, or when can I get it done, or when is the next bars class, or wow, I can bring my kids to the next bars class, amazing. Right? So in that same way, for those of you that are trying to grow a class, or to make more money, or to have more clients, where have you seen other people doing it in a particular way, putting up things on social media, or only advertising in a particular way, or using only particular terms, or using a particular poster? Where have you seen them do it that way and thought that that was the only way to do it? Or thought that that was how you had to do it? We are so cute, we're so amazing, and yet we're so cute, where we literally don't realize sometimes how much choice we have and how many options we have. And if you want to know the secret to success, the secret to creating success in any field is doing what you do in the way that is unique to you and congruent with you and resonates with you so well that even if someone else looked at you and tried to do it that way, it wouldn't create the same result. And that's how you create that industry advantage that I was talking about. It's like you could be in sales. I work with lots of people in sales. I work with real estate agents and mortgage brokers and people who are in really competitive fields when they're required to sell quite high ticket items, or they're trying to get big business and there's lots of competition in that industry. And it's like, what do you do in the way that is unique to you? Or what do you do that is comes so naturally to you that even if someone else did it that way, it wouldn't create the same result for them? And where are you not willing to do it that way? Where are you not willing to be different? And so for those of you that are wondering now, what do I do different? How can I be different? Again, if you weren't thinking about it, in fact, if you didn't have to think about it at all, what would you naturally do? How would you naturally do it? There are so many things that I've done in my life and created in my life, and they were either really amazing or really successful or created a lot of joy for me. And I had never realized that that wasn't the normal way to do it. And so then when I talk to other people, they'd go, you know, that's not how everyone else does that, Adela. Or, you know, that's not everyone else's point of view around that subject. Or, wow, you're so different. And I'm like, what? Doesn't everyone do it that way? Or isn't everyone doing this? It's so obvious, or it's so easy, or it's so much fun. And it's like, no, because most people are more caught up in getting it right than actually being successful. So anywhere where that's ringing a bell for you guys or resonating with you guys, anywhere where you've been more invested or more concerned about getting it right than actually being successful and actually making money and actually having clients find you and actually living the life that you want to live in the way that you want to live it. Because at the end of the day, that's what this is about. And for all the humanoids on this call, all of you people that do access consciousness and you know what a humanoid is, it's basically, you know, when people ask me what is a humanoid, I basically say, you know, when you tell someone that they can't do something and they say, I'm definitely going to do it, watch me, you know you're a humanoid. It's like, for all of you that have been wondering how come it's been so hard for you to do it in a particular way, it's actually the easiest thing for you to do would be to not do it in that way. You're probably working really hard to try and fit in and to try and do it in the way everyone else is doing it. And you're probably driving yourself crazy, wondering how come you're not getting the result that you've been looking for. I know I used to spend years doing that. I spent years wondering what was wrong with me because I couldn't make this thing work. I couldn't fit into the round hole or the square peg or whatever it is. Like, I couldn't fit into that very small niche of how you were meant to do it. And then I just started doing it in the way that it came most easily to me. And the more I did it, the more comfortable I became in being me and in showing up as me. And the really ironic thing is the more comfortable you get and the easier it gets for you to be you, the more successful you get. The easier it is for you to close deals, the easier it is for you to make money, the easier it is for you to show up. Because no matter what industry you're in, when you are really authentic, people can see it and people can feel it and people can perceive it. And that's when you move away from needing to convince or sell yourself, whether you're in a job interview trying to move up the ladder, or whether you're trying to sell something, or whether you're selling yourself as a product or a service or a facilitator or a coach. That's when the tables turn and you become the person in demand. That's when people want to work with you. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be so awesome if you walked into an interview and they can't wait to hire you because you are the product or the commodity that they want. You're not having to sell yourself. They want you. You don't have to sell your product or service. You've got a waiting list of clients who want to work with you or to buy your product, because it's so congruent, it's so authentic, it's so different, it's so unique. You make it look so easy. The secret to success is when it looks really easy and it looks like the person isn't working hard at all, is they're a master at that thing. They've really mastered that field, or they've really mastered that thing because they've been doing it long enough, or they're doing it in a way that is so congruent and so authentic to them that they make it look like it requires no effort. So everywhere where you guys haven't been willing to be the master in your field, the master in your industry, or to be the person that shows up is so authentic and so congruent and so successful that you don't even have to vie or compete for business, will you please let that go and be willing to step into that? And everywhere where you're wondering, how on earth do I go from where I am to being the master in my field where I don't even have to compete for business or clients, go back to that exercise. What are the whispers telling you? What is your business telling you? What are the tweaks you could make to your business model? What is your business asking you to be different or do different, or to contribute in a different way, or to show up in a different way that would create that for you? Okay, I'm doing a lot of talking, which I can keep talking. That's not a problem. If you guys have questions, is there anyone that needs to be unmuted? Or can you unmute yourself and ask me if you have a question, or you can type it into the question box. So in the lead up to this, I put up a few videos on Facebook and I sent them out in my newsletter to those of you that are on my newsletter list. And I talked about 3 things that are really part of business whispering and I think makes a huge difference to business. So the first one was getting out of competition and into creation. The second one was about profitability. And the third one was about listening to the whispers of your business by doing the things that are conducive to it. So again, this is getting to a part that I just think is so important and so crucial. And that I do body whispering. Most of you know that I have my classes called Body Whispering, and that's how I started off. And then business whispering got created and life whispering got created because the tools and the techniques used in body whispering are transferable and usable and highly successful across all those different areas of life. So what I wanted to tell you guys about is where does the physical and the physicality and the physical body that you are in come into creating and listening to business whispering or business creation or life creation? Now, I have talked about this before, but it's such a great topic. I will talk about it over and over again, where I talk about the fact that your business and your body are actually really closely created. Because you create your business in this life through the body that you have, right? So how does your body need to be moved? How does your body want to be used? How does your body need you to interact with it and to be in communion with it and to listen to it in order to receive the information that your business is trying to tell you? It's because that exercise that we did at the beginning of this call, not only can you do that by sitting there and doing it as a meditation or an exercise on a daily or a weekly basis or as often as you need to, but the times that that happens naturally for me, where I don't even have to do it I don't even have to sit down and think I'm going to do the business whispering exercise now, is when I'm moving my body. When I am doing what my body has asked me to do. So when I'm most often out in nature or going for a run or going for a walk or moving my body, getting some exercise, that is when I get my most inspired ideas about business. That is when I think, I should do this call on business whispering because that's what the whispers are telling me to do. And it's when I get my ideas that I have to grab my phone and make a note or create a voice memo, because I'm not actually thinking really hard sitting in my office trying to think about business strategy and marketing plans and how to make my business work. I'm actually doing something that is such a contribution, which is moving my body. And I have worked with enough bodies over enough years to know that this is not something that is unique to me. So for those of you that are wondering why I'm talking about bodies again and talking about body whispering and moving your body, it's because if you want the most efficient way to have really quick access to the whispers of your business or the universe, I encourage you to listen to the whispers of your body and move your body or exercise your body or get out into nature and have communion with your body in the way that is most congruent and resonates most with you. So feels really good to you and relaxes you, basically puts you in a state to receive the information that is wanting to be given to you. You know, another secret is the fact that everything that you want, everything that you desire, everything that you have in your wildest dreams that you are hoping to achieve, you only are able to have those dreams or desires because it is actually something that you are able to actualize. So you might think that everyone has the same goals or ideas or dreams. You might think that everyone wants to become a millionaire, or everyone wants to have a big business, or everyone wants to do things or have a particular type of life. But actually they don't, because some people really want to have a family. And another person wants to be the CEO of a huge multinational. And another person wants to just have a really successful one-man band entrepreneurship. And another person wants to be a really successful startup company who has lots of investors come on. So see how they're actually different ideas. They're different notions about what you want in your life. Now, the reason that you have the particular thoughts and ideas and dreams that you have for your life is because they are possible for you. That is what you know is actually possible for you. They are your possibilities. So what we want to do is actualize those possibilities. We want to start to bring those possibilities that are somewhere out in the future, somewhere out in the universe that you have an awareness of, and bring them closer to you and help you step into and actualize those possibilities for you. Because the possibilities that you are aware of are unique to you. And so again, business whispering and body whispering is about finding those talents and capacities and information that only you have an awareness of, and tapping into it and applying it to your life and your business to create the success that you are looking for. that you have an awareness of, that you know can exist. And if you know that it can exist, even if it's in your wildest dreams, then you have a chance of making it happen. And how can you make it happen? You can do the stuff that we've been talking about. Again, I know that we're only on here for a short amount of time, and that's why I've had to create a full one-day class about this. And for those of you that missed the beginning of this call, go back and do that exercise. Start to step into that energy of creating your life and your business by listening to the whispers, rather than having to think so hard that you get a headache. And rather than thinking so hard that it just makes you depressed and despondent and thinking that how on earth are you going to do it? Because if you're anything like me, a lot of what you desire and a lot of what you know is possible is really big and out there and seems impossible at times. It's no one else understands. It's something that's unique to you. So what I was saying before is, if you have an awareness of it, then it is possible. And the way for you to create it is not by thinking about how to make it happen, because then you start to think that it's too hard and you think yourself out of it. Is to tap into the universe and to create it by moving forward consistently and following the whispers, not by thinking step by step by step. Because the step-by-step process in which we do things in this reality is really slow, really hard, and will often take you down the wrong path. Sometimes the biggest difference between a business that fails and goes out of business and a business that is wildly successful despite all the odds, a business that succeeds even though it shouldn't on paper, is because people do it in a way that it wouldn't have normally been done. They step outside of the box. They don't listen to the status quo. They don't do it the way everyone else has done it. They do it with the possibility that they know that is available to them. So are you going to step into that possibility for you and your life? And are you going to create your life and your business in that way? Or are you going to try and stay in this reality's way of doing it step by step and listening to other people and seeing your business go down the drain because it's not congruent with you, it doesn't make sense to you, and it doesn't bring joy to you? If you're a humanoid and your business isn't bringing joy to you, you will find a way to kill it really fast. And that is what we want to avoid, and that is what we want to not do, okay? So, I know there's been a lot of information and a lot of stuff probably going on in your little brains. So what I would like you to do is switch off those brains completely. Don't even worry about thinking about the stuff we've talked about. Don't even worry about processing it. The only thing I would say to you to take away from this call and the exercise that we've done today is, as I was saying earlier, over the next 24 hours, over the next 48 hours, over the next week, as you have lowered your barriers, as you have talked to your business and your future and the universe and the possibilities that are out there, as you have stepped into receiving, I'm going to ask you to be aware of and follow the whispers as they come to you. So when you get a whisper over here tomorrow, or when someone contacts you on the weekend, or when something comes up that you wouldn't have considered doing, but it feels light and expansive and it's the whispers talking to you, or it's the future of your business saying, if you do this, it's going to create that business in that way that you were hoping to, then I ask you to step into that and to do that. To follow the energy and to do that thing and see how it works out for you. Okay? So again, I'm going to do a last call for questions, and then if we don't have any questions, we're actually going to wrap up there, because just like all the other calls, this has been a whole lot of information in a short amount of time. So if we don't, do we have any questions? Okay, cool. So, business whispering, asking your business, asking the universe, asking your future self to give you the information that you are asking for to help you to create the thing that you are wanting to create, and asking what is the best and most effective way to do this. Okay? Now, like I said, for those of you in India, I will be doing a one-day business whispering intensive class on the 8th of January in Delhi. For those of you that are not in India or can't join us live, we will be live streaming that class. And that is basically a whole day of stepping into this energy of talking to the whispers of your business and creating your life and business in that way. And there is also a 10-module workbook where we go through those top key areas in our lives that impact the creation and success of our businesses and money and career. So we go through the concepts of time and money, leadership, all of these areas in business that I work with my clients on one-on-one, and I've created it into a one-day course. So for those of you that are interested, I will send out the information for that one-day class with the replay of this call. And thank you so much for those of you that joined us live. Your energy has been wonderful, and it's given me the information that, you know, about what to talk about and how to structure the call tonight. So yeah, really lovely to connect with you guys, and I hope that this has been of value. And again, you're absolutely welcome to send me your feedback or your questions, and I look forward to seeing hopefully some of you in India when I come over in January. So take care and have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.